Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be Artosis versus Avilo here on Largo. Avilo and Largo. Top left, going to be a red Terran. It is Artosis under the name Paladin. And in the bottom right, we got ourselves Avilo So Amaze, the brown Terran player. Avilo has been banned from StarCraft 2, but apparently he's not been banned from StarCraft Brood War. And if you don't know who Avilo is, just search Avilo StarCraft in YouTube, and you will see a lot of raging going on from Avilo. And yeah, he's a good player, but not quite at the professional level in StarCraft 2. So let's see how he deals with Artosis here on Largo. I had somebody contact me on Twitter and say Artosis just played a very, very long game versus Avilo. Are you interested in casting it? And I said, yeah, I'm interested in casting it. So I contacted Artosis. He sent me the replay again. Man, Artosis is very, very, very good to me. So go ahead and check him out on YouTube at the link in the description and on Twitch at the link in the description. I know you guys mostly don't like Twitch, but hey, he's on YouTube as well. So go there, subscribe, leave a comment saying that Falcon Paladin sent ya. And yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Artosis is at this point. So it's a TVT. I feel like I haven't cast one of these in a very long while. Well, not a very long while, like a fairly long while, like maybe a month or something. Which, you know, time's a flat circle. Who knows? What we're actually going to do today, we're actually going to ×2 this stuff when not much is happening, okay? Because it's a long replay. I don't know how much endurance I have. Oh, I forgot to tell you. One thing Artosis said when I requested the replay, the first thing he said was, "This will make you want to die." I was like, okay, can I get the replay? And he's like, no, really, it's going to make you want to die. So, I don't know, maybe we'll get to that point in this match where Falcon just wants to die because he's casting this thing. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I haven't cast it yet. Anyway, obviously we're factoring it up because, well, I guess there are some decent timings. You could probably go for like a 2 or a 3 racks play. Get here with a bunch of Marines and medics before like the first tank is out. Or before like the first couple vultures. Maybe the vulture count isn't too high and the Marines can handle it, right? But I mean, traditionally, you just start getting into vultures and tanks and stuff right off the bat. SCV scouting, I will tell you too. Should I tell you this now? I'm going to tell you this now. Artosis said he is fairly sure that Avilo was map hacking in this game, which I would not put past Avilo. Avilo is extraordinarily competitive in StarCraft, and he's not above being bad manner about it, and maybe he's a hacker too. I don't know. Just saying, I'm not going to put it above him. So Artosis shows up and shows what you can do with a vulture against a couple Marines. Not bad, but then a tank, oof, one-shots that sucker. Gets him out of there. Second vulture is like, let's not go up there. Let's not go up that ramp when there's a tank sitting up there. That seems like a bad idea. Also, siege mode is on the way from Avilo here, too. What is this SCV doing? What are you building up here? Supply depot. Boring. No further tech at all. Okay, cool. So interesting. A pretty early Goliath here from Avilo. I don't... Like, why not a vulture here? What does a Goliath give you? Either way, vultures sneak around the back side, and they're going to go for a run by here. They're going to try to get up this ramp. Oh, what a block. Sick block there from Avilo, though. Says no. And Artosis satisfies himself by killing an SCV. Continuing to push across the map here, we've got a couple tanks, we've got a couple SCVs, we've got a Goliath here too. Like I said, I don't know what these Goliaths are for. It's like you're playing against someone, like you're playing against a Protoss who's rushing Arbiters or something. There is nothing in the air for them to shoot. Again, their ground attack is not too terrible. And man, what does Artosis have to defend here? Well, he's got a tank on the high ground. He's got a couple of his own Goliaths. Fair enough. I mean, the Goliaths, okay, they can fire on the command center as it's flying away. Legitimate point. But these tanks completely deny the second base here from Artosis, which is incredibly annoying. I guess that's what it's for. You just get the Goliath to deal with flying buildings from your enemy because they're good at scouting. If you don't have anything that can shoot up, they can scout you perfectly the entire game. So, reasonable. That is a reason to get it. Or what are these SCVs doing? Is he gonna... Wow! He's coming down the ramp. He's gonna try to kill some tanks. Okay, so this SCV busted our way down that ramp and killed both of the tanks. Dude, that tank has 1 HP remaining. That's nuts. He breaks it. He breaks the contain by losing... Was it only like 2 SCVs? That's insane. I can't believe he did that. Dude, Artosis, what a sick play. Oh, I've never seen that before. I don't cast a million TBT games, but man alive, that was super cool. All right, well, some long distance mining happening here from these SCVs. Land that command center. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Second base on the way here from Avilo 2, continuing to throw up additional factories. At this stage, he's like, well, all right, my attempt to contain Artosis failed miserably. I suppose what we'll do instead then is take a second base, continue to pump those tanks, continue to get additional factories under construction, and we're going to ×2 this thing because nothing's happening right now. Yeah, if both players are on their opposite corners of the map, like, I just don't... I'm not going to put that thing at a ×1 speed. It's not going to happen. So, again, TBT comes down to a lot of tank lines, right? Turrets. Eventually, maybe a bunch of Wraiths. 5-port Wraith play. Very popular late game in TBT. Maybe some battle cruisers while you're at it. That seems fine, too. We might get battle cruisers here for all the BC fans in the chat and that are subscribers of mine. I know there are a few of you at the very least. We don't see them a lot. And seriously, we actually did just see some in a ZVT the other day. Action versus Light. If you want to watch that game, we get battle cruiser play. You might have noticed the battle cruiser on the thumbnail of that one, though. But TBT is very well known for its battlecruiser play as well. So here comes Vultures, siege tanks. It's 80 to 67 army supply here. And okay, tank down. Tank count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. 6 tanks versus 5 tanks here. Comes down and says, how about we kill this SCV that wants to build third base? Not allowed for you, Avilo. And maybe, oh, actually expanding on the right side. And is that a fake out? Did Avilo throw an SCV down here? Maybe he wanted to expand here and here at the same time, and just that plan fell through, so all he's doing is this third base here at about the 3 o'clock position, maybe a 3:30, not quite not quite halfway across the map there. All right, so Artosis feels like he's done a good job. Maybe he has, but I don't think he knows about this is the larger problem here. And SCV's up here too from Avilo. Maybe going to try to expand top right while he's at it. My goodness. So, Charon Boosters research on the way. A starport is coming in. Now, this could just be for defensive matrix. This could be for detection against enemy wraiths too. Like a science vessel is pretty useful in this matchup. Not as useful as it is against, I think, Terran or Protoss and Zerg, but good engagement here. Jumps into it. Has to use a few shots to kill the Goliath, and then just rolls up on a tank, kills it, and then sieges up on the high ground, takes it. Scans, gets the first shot off, and should be able to... Oh! Second take on the low ground, finishes off the high ground. The high ground does not win the day on that battle. SCV is transferring into this third base location. Artosis, again, doesn't know about it, but maybe he knows about it now. Did he just scan this? Yeah, he just scanned in here. He probably caught those SCVs transferring up there, so he's gotta know, and that's a scan from Avilo. Yeah. The other thing about TBT is once you get up to like 3, 4, 5 bases, it's just constant scanning, like all day. It seems like it just never stops. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Oh, it's a drop ship from Avilo. Okay, I really like that. Dude, getting spider mines down here. Ah, those 2 tanks get 1 shot off before they die. But then this guy comes around, gets 3 total kills. My goodness, this is nuts. This is some really good stuff. Oh, let's red versus blue, and I didn't even realize we could. Red versus blue time. Much, much, much easier to tell apart on the minimap for sure. And in the game, too. Excellent. So we did it, and siege is real here from Artosis at the natural base of Avilo. Gonna drop... Maybe try to drop a Goliath over here. Just kind of spotting for the most part now, but, I mean, losing that starport would stink. He does! Why is that spider mine not triggering? I feel like it's maybe not close enough to trigger. Fair enough. Fair enough. And, oh! Kills it and has to unsiege to kill it. And while he's unsieged, Avilo rolls up and wipes out these tanks that are part of that contain. So 2-kill siege tank. Wait. Oh, he almost gets a third. He wanted a third so much. But look at this. Third base advantage here. from Avilo. It's a pretty early third base. A little bit gutsy from him. I like it. I like it. Artosis, on the other hand, does not have a third. He's got a third command center. He's been building on the low ground here. He's going to fly it up maybe to this 12 o'clock for his third location. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to turn into... There's going to be so many siege tanks that busting it is going to be difficult. Busting the line's going to be hard. No. Finish that one off. Oh, did his scan wear off? It did not. Okay. So this right side base of Avilo, he's mining desperately. He's like, there's siege tanks. They're covering the choke. If one tank just wanders in here, maybe a couple vultures wander in here. That's what we're talking about. Brings in a couple volts. He just goes to town on these poor SCVs. Spider mines get laid down too, just in case reinforcements come in. Because, you know, SCVs don't trigger those spider mines. Oh, Avilo might actually save some of his SCVs here. Dude, but this spider mine stuff. Oh, okay. Takes down one of the Goliaths that respawn, but this SCV count not looking good. There are like 4 remaining here at this base. Wait, 6. 6 remaining at this base. I know how to count. I totally do. All right, so Avilo does save his third base. Excellent, excellent job by him. Both players floating some cash here, mostly minerals, though. Third base hasn't quite landed here from Artosis either. He wants to get on top of that for sure. Own another command center for a fourth here. Minerals only base, which is fine because you got vultures for a mineral dump anyway. Having a minerals only base when you're meching is just fine. Thank you for asking. I mean, for Terran in general, right? Having a minerals only base is not a big deal. Marines are really useful throughout the entire game. Making a lot of Marines is pretty good against the Zerg for sure. And making a lot of vultures is usually not going to hurt you either, unless your opponent is, you know, a Protoss who's just making 800 carriers. Whoosh. Hushmanzada. Is it TJ Hushmanzada? He was a receiver for the Bengals back in the NFL for mid-2000s or so. I always thought it was a fun name to say. Fourth base coming up. Well, this is the third. Fourth base done. Fifth base getting, you know, prepared. Preparation happening here. 74 to 65 total workers in favor of Avilo. Again, his macro has always been really good. You almost might consider him the Idra of StarCraft 2 just for the rage and for the pretty high level of competition. But I mean, Avilo never really competed at the professional level like Idra totally did. Idra was very good at StarCraft, and Avilo was good. Not professional level, though, right? So that's kind of a distinction. Can you compete at the professional level, even if it's foreigner stuff, even if it's second-tier kind of professional tournaments? Can you do that? And if the answer is no, then you're just not at the level of Idra was, or at the level that Idra was, right? Science! Not really science. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Logic. Science and logic and reason. Armory coming in, and we might just set up here as Avilo gets his own fourth base here at the 6 o'clock. Oh, and a million vultures. Man, with +2 attack, come up here and just completely deny this base that Avilo was trying to take top right side. And man, Avilo is trying to expand like 4 times there. Crazy. Bring some. Why did we stop making Goliaths? We didn't. They're still on the way from Artosis. Makes sense. This command center flying past a missile turret. Fly. Fly faster. We can make it. We don't have to get down to burning. No, you stopped. Why would you stop? Oh, okay. Well, now if it kept flying, it would have survived. It just gave up. Gave up on life. Big old doom drop, though. Here at Artosis' fourth base, left side. Tanks unloading. Goliaths unloading. Defensive Matrix Goliath trying to stop the drop. And he does. He does respond with his own tanks. Saves it. Maybe a couple SCVs died there. He's still got about 74 workers, so nothing too catastrophic happened that way. So Artosis is a bit stuck. No. Rather, Avilo, I would say, is a bit stuck. He's kind of stuck in his own corner here. He's doing fine. He's got this minerals-only base, too. Right? His main base is looking fantastic. He is going into battle cruisers. Here we go. So Yamato's getting researched by him. The battle cruisers are on the way. Battle cruiser fans are just clapping their hands with joy right now and tweeting about how awesome this game is because it's got battle cruisers in it. I hear ya. I hear ya about the battle cruisers. We don't get them a whole lot in Brood War. So when they come out, they're awesome. It's the rarity of the thing. And I think about that sometimes. I'm like, man, if there was one Brood War cast of the week from Falcon, would you guys give it more, like, significantly more views than if it's just one of 6 that I post during the week? Maybe. Hard. The psychology of YouTube is tricky sometimes. Oh, that vulture survives with all of... Oh, he's going to Does he want to die? He really does. Look at him go. Like, hey guys, don't forget to kill me. Look at this. Artosis taking the top right base that Avilo wanted. I like that from him. That is a base advantage here. He's trying to march on in. Looks like it's going to be a race on response here from Artosis, but also the tank versus tank lines. Everyone's favorite thing in TVT. You clicked on this because you were like, ooh, tank lines just firing on each other and then laying silent for a long time because crossing a tank line that is this strong is problematic. 2-1 upgrades for the tanks for Avilo. 2-0 upgrades for the tanks for Artosis. Is he just continuing to make engineering bays and floating them around for scouting purposes? What a terrible idea. So here's the thing. If Avilo's map hacking, why does he keep sending buildings all over the place? And the other thing, you got ComSat too. It's really, really hard to accuse a Terran player of map hacking because they can map hack. They can scan anywhere on the map for just some energy, and they have a lot of ComSat stations. They can do it a lot. So, I mean, being able to sneak attack a Terran late into a game like this when they have 6 or 7 or 8 ComSat stations is just not going to happen. And by ComSat station, that is what it is. I don't know why I was second guessing. Oh, dropping some tanks on the high ground here, though, as Artosis is coming down bottom left to try to wipe out this base that Avilo is trying to set up. I don't think that 2 tanks is enough to save it, though. Coming up a ramp is difficult. Oh, SCV transfer, though. Bad place for y'all. Oh, and you can get up this ramp without triggering these tanks, too. That's amazing. So, yeah, that's all you got to do. Just come down here with your Goliath with our +2 attack. Oh, +3 attack now for Artosis. Nice. You're going to wipe out that command center quite easily without even worrying here. There's a scan. Who scanned that? Yeah, I don't know. Somebody scanned here. The battle cruisers are operational, and here comes a drop. I get it. Avilo really wants this base, and I can't say he's wrong for wanting it. Are we going to split this map in half? This soon, 20 minutes in. Pretty big focus on macro so far in this game from both players. What is, I love the building a missile turret under a floating building and seeing what happens maneuver. Just forcing it to leave or potentially killing it if it's like on a hold position. Which, yeah, that building's not moving, is it? No. So, man, here's the thing about battle cruisers. They suck against Goliaths. They are so bad against Goliaths. Oh, drop coming down, though. Oh, never mind. Adjusts the pathway. Gets scouted by these SCVs. Does he want to drop? I think it was a drop back down here. Nice. Very nice. And then coming in from the left side, too. Oh, the abject chaos on display. These Goliaths are doing amazing work. The tanks from Avilo are getting distracted by the tanks from Artosis, and Artosis wins that battle hands down. A bottom left base now could belong to Artosis if Avilo can't take it back quickly, which I'm not sure that he can. A lot of idle SCVs here from Avilo because, you know, happens to everyone. He doesn't really have anywhere to put these. He could put them over here, but that's a pretty oversaturated base as it is. He could probably stand a couple more SCVs, but not many more than that. So both players effectively maxed out, starting to float some cash here. Just making battle cruisers and tanks is Avilo from this point on. We're 23 minutes in. Artosis taking this top right base and potentially expanding into this bottom left base would be crazy good for him. He would have a massive bank. But no! He manages to catch a SCV transfer that Artosis was running to the top right base. Completely gets it wiped out, but he's got tanks defending this 12 o'clock. High ground, +3 tanks defending are pretty tough to break. Artosis, oh no, he doesn't. Wow, he's building a lot of stuff. He's going for Yamato himself. He's continuing with air upgrades too. So let's see who has an air upgrade advantage. If we can find a battle cruiser, there's one. It's got 1-1 upgrades. Okay. Artosis, I don't think he has anything yet. Nice drop, though. Top right. But Artosis comes, sieges up at the exact right location, and fires away. Yeah, this is nice. I mean, it's creating a tank line inside a base, which is not crazy common. It's in fact pretty darn rare. Ah! Lockdown! Avilo's getting locked down. We do not see lockdown in games ever. I'm so excited. Is it going to lock down enemy battle cruisers? Yes. It's going to lock down Artosis' battle cruisers. Maybe. That'd be super cool. Taking this low ground minerals only base when the enemy has the high ground right next to it is difficult. Because then these NCVs are like, ah! Back it out, baby. Can you not hit this? You don't have you can hit it. You just need detection range. So there you go. So now that you can see it, but oh boy, a million other tanks showed up. And the battle cruisers are here. So the 1-1 upgrades on these BCs, it's at least 1 armor based on the science vessel here from Artosis. And Goliath just getting free hits off. That's the trick of the Goliath, is they can hit you as you're coming in. They can hit you as you're going out. It's a lot of free damage they get on you when you can't retaliate. You can't fire back whatsoever. Oh, Artosis' BCs are 1-1. Okay, so I think we have even upgrades here on the air. And these battle cruisers just cruising through. They leave this tank alone as a message to the rest of Avilo's army, apparently. Maybe he doesn't know. You think he doesn't know this is here? Working on Colossus Reactor. Battlecruiser energy upgrade. Love it. He's not making ghosts and getting locked down, though. That's for sure. That's for certain. So, look. These bases are getting mined out, man. This game is really running fast towards a scenario where this entire map is mined out. And it's a big map with a lot of bases, too. Crazy stuff. Battlecruisers. Oh, SCV's coming along to repair these guys. Get killed by the siege tanks that the battlecruisers are killing. Time for some Yamato. Might be time for some Yamato play. Everybody backs out from that scenario, though. That's the other thing about the ghosts is, yeah, if your enemy's making mass BC, then sure. Wander up to them from this far away, lock them down, pew, 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 and then bring your own BCs in and you win. The problem is, good players in 2022 will have tanks along with their battle cruisers. So if you try to walk a ghost in from far away, the tank's like, I can shoot far away. And goes, brah, brah, brah. And the ghost goes, brah. And then he dies, and he can't throw lockdown out. Ocular implants on the way. Helps with that whole getting attacks off from far away thing. We don't see a lot, because we don't see ghosts a lot, ever, in Brood War. But guess what? Today we are. Avilo knows what's up. He did like nukes a lot in StarCraft 2 as well. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like his skills in StarCraft 2 have translated pretty well to Brood War. He's really giving Artosis a pretty solid game right now. We're 27 minutes into it. Both players are maxed out. If Avilo can wipe out this top right section that Artosis holds and take it for his own, he's going to be fine. But, I mean, if this continues to happen, where Artosis takes this bottom left corner, and it's just a 1-2, it's like a 3 base economy remaining for Avilo, it's just not enough. If Artosis is rolling at 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6. I mean, the maths don't add up at all here. Of course, no one's taking this low ground mineral base for the top right spawn, so that's going to be available for a while. And Artosis is lifting off on the bottom right natural spawn because of the siege tank encroachment here. Sorry. I don't know where that came from. EMP getting researched, more and more battle cruisers on the way. Both players working on those upgrades. Let's check the upgrades here. 2-2 for Artosis' battle cruisers. For Avilo's battle cruisers, which are somewhere on the map. Here they are. They are 1-1. Ow! Upgrade advantage from Artosis as well. Well, so far I don't want to die, which is nice. I'm really actually pretty pleased that I don't want to die. Alright, battle cruisers sneaking down this left side. Artosis did not see this coming. Some tanks came along with it, like I'm talking about. Enemy tanks. Really good, getting Yamato and burn down this bottom left base Artosis tried to take. Once again, Artosis losing this is really just him losing an advantage. It's not him losing a ton of ground. Like, it's not like Avilo is winning now because this base dies. It's just advantage level stuff, right? So, just Artosis is not as not as close to winning as he was a minute ago. Ow. I don't know if that was killing SCVs to make room for battle cruisers or what, but she's 3-3s coming in. The battle cruisers for Artosis are going to have 3-3 soon. I keep watching the production tab for Avilo, and no, he's not working on battle cruiser upgrades at all. He's not working on upgrades, period. He's just making more and more ghosts. Which, where is he hiding these boys? You, lead us to where the ghost hangout is. That's not right there. Is he just splitting them up? Well, that one just died. To a spider mine. Ghost death sounds never not entertaining. Man, making 4 BCs at a time. This reminds me of a TVT that I cast between Artosis and it's like LHCT or something. It was just kind of a random string of letters. So I don't remember it very well, but that was an amazing game. I mean, that one came down to really just kind of a final battle thing, so that was cool. And it was on a desert map. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, if you missed that one and you want it, you're like, man, I love TVTs with battle cruisers and Artosis in them, then by all means, ask me for it, and I'll get you the replay link. That's the replay link, the cast link, the YouTube link. Again, I read every comment anyone ever makes on my channel. I am not big enough that I can't do that. If it ever comes the day that I'm just getting 8,000 comments on my channel every 24 hours, I'm not reading them all, okay? I'm not saying that because I'm awesome. I'm saying that because I'm small enough that it doesn't matter, that I have the time to read them all. Anyway, Avilo taking these bottom left-hand bases, which is super, again, that's good for him. That brings him even with Artosis, actually. He is on even footing economically with Artosis. Artosis has a bigger bank, both in minerals and gas, by about a 2-to-1 ratio, 9,000 to 5,000, 4,000 to 2,000 there on the gas. So far, so good. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. You can find me on Patreon at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Some nice Patreon benefits out there. You can go ahead and use the thanks button down below to do like a one-time donation through YouTube directly, which is pretty cool. Or, you know, if you want to buy some merch, that helps as well. Just falconpaladin.store. We ship anywhere, and we will let you buy stuff with your own currency, which is nice. You don't have to convert it to dollars or anything. If you don't want to. If you use dollars already, then that's not a problem, is it? Is it, Governor? Oh, we're getting nukes. Oh, Avilo, yes. Remember what I said? He liked nukes a lot in TVT and StarCraft 2. I'm happy. I'm happy he's doing it. Doing it here. So it's going to come down to the way the mining is happening. It's going to come down to this base. This base is going to be alive longer than any other bases. Maybe this one too, because it's not being mined at all right now. Although it has taken some trips back and forth. I mean, it's got, still around 1,300 instead of the 1,500 normally. I can't select these because I can't see them. Drop. Drop it, drop, 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 drop. Are SCVs evacuating out of there? Is this a drop into the top right? It seems like it is. Yeah, Ghost Cloaking ability. Finally working on 2-2 now is Avilo. Look, we're 30 minutes into this thing. I'm going to tell you, we're not anywhere near done with it yet. That's where we are. Just to get your bearings a bit. Just a dropship full of SCVs cruising around here. I gotta be freeing up supply. He unloads them, he brings them into the meat grinder. Oh no, he's running. He's like, you have to chase me. Oh, never mind, there's tanks over here. That's worse. Yeah, so freeing up supply here is Artosis. And again, he just keeps making ghosts, Avilo does. Where are they? Where are the aforementioned spirits and phantasms? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, killing this dead base doesn't seem all that great. Although, as we all know, once refineries are depleted, they still return 2 gas per trip. So, like, 2 gas per trip is not nothing. So wiping that out of Avilo's income, not a terrible idea. So that means that StarCraft Brood War always comes down to minerals. If you have no minerals left, it doesn't matter how much gas you have. You can't build anything in the game without minerals. You need sometimes minerals and gas, but it's never 0 minerals and some gas. Can you imagine if tanks were like 100 gas and no minerals? Wouldn't that be crazy? Like every race had a single unit that was minerals or mineral 0 gas something, right? It would make late game a lot more interesting. Because again, there's always going to be gas remaining. Not always, but generally there's some gas remaining once all the minerals are gone. Yeah, I'm just not sure what the purpose is here of wiping out this command center other than just denying a small bit of gas income to Avilo here. Now, what Artosis said was every time I moved out, Avilo was positioned to meet me in this game. And I don't know if he's talking about like more late game because like he didn't know this was here, that's for sure. And that's the thing, even if you're map hacking, even if you have full vision of everything that's happening in the game, like for example, I do. I have full vision of this game. I still miss stuff on the minimap. So maybe that's just Avilo not being as good at watching the minimap as a professional would be. A professional with map hacking would just be impossible to beat. That's a major advantage. But Avilo's not that. And Artosis isn't that either. And that's okay. Well, center's being held, and I really don't see any indication Artosis is going to try to break that bottom left. He's just happy to get the resources down here that he did. He's going to let Avilo have the rest of them and just count on having a minerals and gas advantage income in bank when everything's mined out, which, yeah, fair enough. Artosis is taking this low-ground mineral base. Avilo's taking this one too, but he's not mining with it at all. He's got 58 SCVs. Where are they? Lockdown, baby! We get some lockdown. I'm sure Artosis is like, what? Who does that? Dude, more lockdowns. The tanks aren't covering the battle cruisers. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dude, this is amazing. This Goliath battlecruiser ghost army is friggin' incredible. Just you get free kills. Just for the cost of a lockdown. Amazing. All right. Well, I mean, Avilo's making a pretty concerted push towards the top right here, and there's only really one tank. So the battle cruisers come in, and from the fog of war, they're getting some Miyai Shimatos off. Rip prompts a scan. The battle cruisers pull back from that. The ghosts wiping out a siege tank with their attack. The C10 canister rifle doing 10 damage per shot. Oh, yeah. Dude, Artosis losing this is bad news bears for him. He needs it. He needs this source of income. Learn how to make ghosts, says Avilo. Oh, it is him. Or it's somebody cosplaying as him, because that's absolutely hilarious bad manner. Like, learn how to make ghosts. All the good professionals make ghosts in TBT. That is not true, man. You know how many TBTs I've cast from professional Terran players, like Korean Terran players, and how many ghosts they make in those games? It's none. They don't bother with it. It's going to be more effective here for sure, and that's fine. And then coming up here and trying to wipe out Artosis' source of income at this low ground mineral base at the 12 o'clock too. Counterattack from Artosis. He's like, well, let's see. He can't get up this ramp all that easily. It's a million turrets and siege tanks, and ghosts aren't coming up this ramp, period. So maybe we can attack down bottom left here and just kind of take down the opposite base that Artosis, or that Avilo owns. My name's like, it's an A name. It's Avilo and Artosis. They're the same name. That's not true. Lockdown on a siege tank as it rolls in. Not really enough to stop this from happening, though. Not at all. SCV's getting blasted. SCV count going down. Once again, I mean, how many SCVs are we sacking in this game? How many have we sacked so far? These aren't being sacked, but they're just as dead. It's 42 to 32 workers in favor of Artosis. So he's like, I'm going to kill 3 of your bases in exchange for you killing 2 of mine. And the math works out. And he's like, are you making nukes? Yeah, there's a nuke in there. Oh, but it's burning down. No, save it. Save it. Ah, battle cruisers fighting hard here. They're going to win. I mean, again, Goliath's very good, but outnumbered immensely. Ah, nuke silo dies with a nuke in it. That is truly a tragedy for our age. Well, shoot. I mean, he could have tried nuking up the ramp. That would have been kind of cool. I would have supported that move. Yamato finding their targets. So, Avilo hangs on to the bottom left. He loses a bunch of SCVs in the process, though. But he's got 30 of them. Where are the 30 of them? No, really. Okay, a bunch of them are coming through. And by that, I mean 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. What's firing here? Just killing missile turrets? That's fine. Another nuke silo coming in from Avilo. Heck yes, let's get them nukes down. Really want to nuke in this game. Let's do it. So the trick here in this kind of a game where you are going to mine the map out is if you kill enemy stuff that they have to replace, it drains their bank. So you're looking at this and going, oh, I killed a couple turrets, but like, so what? I don't know. Maybe Avilo needs to rebuild those turrets and it'll just drop a couple more 100 minerals out of the bank. And he's only got 1,400 minerals in here. Yeah, I mean, this Goliath army is like, bring it. Bring it, battle cruisers. You want to fight me? The ghosts are like, we will fight you, yeah. Dude, why was that like 8 lockdowns? And only 3 of these Goliaths got locked down? It's a good question. I mean, look, it works out in the end. Maybe there were some whiffs. Maybe there were a couple lockdowns that were attempted, but then the target moved out of vision. Does that still make the lockdown sound if that happens? I feel like it probably does. Nothing but Goliaths in production here from Artosis. He recognizes the battle cruisers are the biggest threat. There's enemy Goliaths, enemy ghosts here too. Be careful about it. Yeah, this game is it's definitely something so far. There's an opportunity to get some lockdowns there, Avilo. Not doing it, huh? Not doing it, baby. We found him. Oh man, Artosis. Did he find that immediately? Oh, I don't know if he'd fly his battle cruisers over it if that was the case. So it's gonna land. Oh, it's gonna hit a BC. Yes. All right. So took it down to 6 HP. All right. That was awesome. Rebuild this command center. Super fun stuff. I'm waiting for this game to get mined out, or this map to get mined out, because then the game gets more interesting, especially since Avilo only has 800 minerals right now. He doesn't have a bank. That is not a bank. That is like a regular amount of minerals you get in a game that's 43 minutes long, and it's hard kind of to spend all your money when you're maxed out, right? Little battle cruiser harass stuff. Bottom. So are we at potentially the quiet portion of this game, where both players are just kind of trying to mine out the remaining minerals on the map, get as much of them as they can, hope they don't get attacked and lose it all. And then once that happens, then it turns into a game of cat and mouse, and a game of positioning, and a game of who sees what coming when. Oh, never mind. Artosis is like, quiet schmiet. Let's get them. Where are the ghosts? Where be the lockdowns, matey? Yamato's getting tossed back and forth here like an absolute crazy person. Here come those lockdowns. Yep, 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 yep. Oh, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battle cruisers getting locked down, and this is such great value. He's not wrong, Avilo's not. You can get a lot of good value. Oh, he catches the 2 over here too. Dude, Artosis has got to be so mad. So mad. Ooh, I will put a link in the description too to Artosis' version of this game. It's like a 23-minute video, so it's been cut down immensely. But maybe moments like this are in there. We can hear Artosis get really mad about it. It's Battle of the Angry. 170 to 121 supply, but Artosis still has 5,000 minerals and 4,000 gas in the bank. So we can make... Oh, he's going into Wraiths. It's a tech switch into Wraiths. Watch out, Ghosts. Don't walk into tank range, though. And Avilo taking advantage of the fact that you just wiped out everything in Artosis' army. I'm going to wander top right. If you can kill these bases, that's kind of a win condition, man. It is 3-3 for both of the battle cruiser armies, right? And Wraith armies. Yeah, okay. So they got the 3-3. The mech has the 3-2 for Avilo and the 3-3 for Artosis. So he does have an advantage on the upgrades a little bit. I don't know if that's like going to be a reason that you win the basketball game or anything. And by that I mean the StarCraft game. Yeah, these 2 battle cruisers are like, ah, you had a couple of missile turrets over here? That's not enough to stop us from killing all of your SCVs. Both players have about 40 workers, but Artosis' number is falling a little precipitously here. One of my favorite vocabulary words. Save it, says Artosis. Stepping into battle. Sniping the more injured battle cruiser first and then going after the one that has more HP. Smart play. Ah, the Cloak Wraith Ball! Cloak Wraith Ball jumping in. Oh, yeah. Locking down a couple of the Wraiths, but surprise! You can just wipe all you battle cruisers out. Sure, there's some ghosts down here doing some pretty decent damage to these Wraiths, but man, that circle for the Wraith, the lockdown Wraith is... The lockdown circle for the Wraith is big. I was going to say, you're going to let this battle cruiser escape? And Artosis flips it around by making a bunch of Wraiths that completely own battle cruisers. That's the intent. That's why they were built, is to defeat capital ships. Like carriers and like battle cruisers, but I don't know, just don't see him as much. Look at him sniping off those ghosts. I wonder if Artosis has something to say after the end of this game. Where he's like, yeah, the ghosts that I just murdered with my Wraiths, those ones, I should learn to make those units. Wraith Ball hunting Wraiths, so waiting launch orders. Going to try to wipe out as much as they can. They don't want to fight turrets necessarily. You know, they'll fight tanks. Oh, we'll just, okay, we're not going to fight the turrets. This is a really bad place for the Wraiths to be. Yeah, all right. So most of them are dead now. There's only 4 remaining. A couple of them are really injured, but you know, they've got a couple kills. 5 kills on that guy. It's not too bad. So Artosis takes the pressure off of himself. He's trying to remine the minerals in this top right. Once again, that is the priority goal here, is to mine the minerals in the top right, get as much of them as they can, and then win. And we're back into battle cruisers from Artosis. Woof. This is a pretty nuts game. If I was playing it, I'd probably feel like I wanted to die. But casting it's been pretty fun, I gotta say. Maybe Artosis needs to come at this from a casting perspective. Yeah, we're 50 minutes in. Still haven't quite mined out everything. We're really trying hard to, though, and we're approaching it. We're at triple digits on minerals, and I think most every mineral patch on the map. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so at this point, at this stage of the game, both players are just kind of poking at each other's ability to mine minerals as fast as they want to. But even if you kind of slow Artosis down, if Avilo doesn't get these, it doesn't help Avilo. Sure, you're slowing him down, but he's still got a huge bank, and as long as he keeps this from you, it's fine. He has the income advantage. From this, and from this. These mineral patches, if they never get mined out, I'm going to be a little surprised. Like, these SCVs might as well just mine this, you know? Ooh, beautiful EMP. Yamato on the revenge, though. Avenges the energy on those battle cruisers, baby. It's kind of setting up middle, 196 to 190 supply in favor of Artosis. Trading Yamatos, you know, as you do. I like missile turrets spinning in sync with the music. Okay, they're not actually. They're not spinning in sync either. Little guy in the turret. Why there's a dude there, I don't know. Seems unnecessary. That really should be automated in this level of technology that Terrans have in StarCraft.
Nuclear launch detected.
Found your ghost. Found your nuke dot. Artosis. Artosis. Artie. Ugh, a little too late on the find there. That's okay. I don't find nukes very quickly either when I play StarCraft. Good one. Good strike, though. I mean, again, not a game-winning play, but if you force your enemy to spend money they don't want to spend without losing anything yourself, that's good. You just keep doing that over and over here, and that's how that works. So the ghost count is not healthy. Remember when the ghost count was like 15? I remember that. That was great. What are you doing? Sending a Wraith up to die. Don't mind me. Everything's just fine. More nukes coming in from Avilo. He's like, I'm having success with nuclear missiles. Can't say I disagree with you, good sir. You're having some decent success with it, absolutely. SCV's idle. Both players, man. Long TVTs. Into idle worker contests. Like, oh, these dudes are actually mining now. Excellent. Avilo heard me. He was like, all right, Falcon, you're right. I'll put those guys to work. Might as well. They're not doing anything. Oh, a quadruple lockdown. Okay, so yeah, you're going to wipe out this bottom right. You're not going to get anything else. These Goliaths are just kind of wandering into tank fire, though. Hey, look, you put these SCVs to work. They've been there for a while. 180 to 180 supply. No real advantage here unless you take down like 20 SCVs. Which these guys are not running, and I don't know why Artosis isn't running them. He's trying to attack down the left side. So he's down to 22 SCVs now. I think he just lost like 20 workers. In total. Dude, the lockdown, though. Oh my gosh, the lockdown. So let's see if he can protect these ones. So far in the game, a lockdown's been a death sentence for anything it's been hit with. But he's kind of keeping his army around. He might be able to keep these battle cruisers and the science vessel alive long enough. Oh, it's another. Oh my gosh, it's more lockdowns, though. Yeah. If I was Artosis and all of my battle cruisers kept getting locked down in this game, then I would 100% agree that I would want to die. Wraiths trying to save their boys here. Can't quite do it. Gotta pull back. There's Goliaths in the mix now. And you don't want to, oh, and some Valkyries to deal with the Wraiths too. This is an epic game. This is great. We're getting nukes and lockdown and wraiths and Valkyries and all sorts of great stuff. So yeah, he could not protect the locked down battle cruisers, though he tried mightily. Artosis, not able to do it. He's down 161 to 98 supply. Ah! Double nuke attempt. Oh, right here. Okay, I mean, this is... Well... It's like a low reward scenario. So, okay. Whee! No damage. Maybe to the underlying... Maybe there are like bugs in this bush though, and they got killed by the nuke. Possible. Somehow Avilo has more minerals than Artosis does at this point. Ghosts are coming up this ramp now. The tank count in this base in top right is 0. Dude, if Avilo takes this and this, I think he can win this game. Not kidding. Not lying. But Artosis' battle cruisers have arrived. And they're, oh, look at these guys. Oh, they tried to hide, but look at Artosis scanning. He sees them. Do you have any lockdowns available? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. I think they would have gotten off if they did. So Artosis hangs on to the top right, sort of. He lets these tanks sit up here and get some work done, which probably shouldn't do. Like, the priority for these guys is honestly to kill missile turrets instead of SCVs. Odd. That's really odd. Target prioritization in StarCraft is weird sometimes. More ghosts to replace the ones that have died. More vultures, actually. I don't know what the vultures are for. Unless he's planning on just running vultures up into this base, killing these SCVs, or getting to this base and killing these SCVs. There's not really anything... they're not good against Goliaths or siege tanks. So I don't know... Maybe just scouting vultures? Just trying to see what's what? It's 172 to 114 supply, though, in favor of Avilo, which is crazy. Ah! Oh, Artosis is getting restoration. We never get restoration on the channel. This will be like the second time in 7 years of casting StarCraft we get restoration. How long has it been? Maybe 6 years of StarCraft. It's many years, though. Avilo making a bit of a push up the left side through the middle. This isn't really the kind of map where holding the middle wins you the game. It's nice to be here, but there are just so much space down the left side, down the right side to attack. The holding center isn't that great, although he's kind of spreading his forces out to where he is sort of covering this right side attack path. And maybe this left side attack path too. Yeah, just killing more SCVs. 25 workers for Artosis and 40 for Avilo. I don't know what Vulture was trying to do, but I mean, he could have killed these workers on this gas and been fine, and then maybe died there, but he didn't get any kills at all, which seems not great. More Vulture harass left side here from Avilo. It's fine. I mean, Vultures aren't great against buildings, but hey, everything that can hit a building will kill it eventually. Anything that can hit anything will kill it eventually. It's just really a matter of time. It finally lifts. He keeps sending vultures in. Oh, he did it! He's like, I wanted to kill these SCVs. Pulled it off. Well, 2 of them anyway. Oh, maybe just 1? Really? Lame. Lame-o, balamo. Alright, okay, so this battle that we're fighting over this mineral patch now, because it is really the only set of minerals. The only mineral line that's in the entire game right now. Look at the minimap with me real quick. There are no other mineral lines available. So it comes down to this thing. And both players pretty even on the work, or on the mineral count too. So they both would really like it. Does he have any medics out? He researched restoration, but that's a medic spell. And I don't know that he's been building any medics. Does he even have... He's got a barracks down here. He's got money and supply available for it. And another nuke on the way from Avilo. Yeah, nuking this entrenched position is not a bad way to get through. Woof! I think that was a battlecruiser down for Artosis. Not ideal. Alright. Here he comes from the top side here. Artosis gonna wipe out a couple tanks with Yamato. Join his forces here in the top right as well. More Valkyries on the way from Avilo. I don't know what... Oh, no. The medics are here. I'm an idiot. Artosis was making those. I was looking over here at this... Man, red versus blue, dude. Not that hard. Their army compositions are just so similar. I don't know, man. So he's got the restoration available for sure down here. If any more lockdown happens, he should be able to cure that almost instantly. Takes down a science vessel. That's a big, high-value target for sure, especially if Avilo is worried about more cloaked wraiths. Ow. Down to 65 HP, not healthy. And if this thing gets mined out through the sole ability of long-distance mining, so be it. That's what kind of game this is right now.
Nuclear launch detected.
This is a bit of a harder nuke dot to find. Not over here. It's got to be like right here. Nope. Okay. I was going to say, unless the ghost died. Nope! Nuke lands. Avilo only has 500 minerals right now. 500! And that's it. He has no more mineral income. I'm looking around. 509 is what he's got. That's an area code somewhere in the US. Does sound like an area code that somebody would identify as. The 509. It's like a California thing because area codes are pretty small in some places. Yeah, I just think Artosis has a lead here. Is it 2,000 minerals to 500 minerals from Avilo? Once again, gas doesn't matter as much, but Artosis has 3,400 gas, and Avilo has 500. Still making these trips, though, right? Still making some trips. He knows he's going for a really gas-heavy strategy, so he might as well keep making that gas. Keep harvesting that gas. Yeah, I don't know the rest of it. Nothing else really matters other than this right now. I'm not sure this even matters. I think Artosis could probably win the game from this spot, even if he doesn't get these minerals, but taking them means that Avilo does not have any access to them at all. And that's good. Like, not only are you enriching your own coffers, you're making sure your enemy has less money than they otherwise would. So Avilo decides to cruise on up. Just kidding. He thinks about it. And then he thinks about it again. He decides to go for it this time. So he's heading top left. Artosis' army is, you know, over here now. So I mean, the problem for Artosis is this is where all his production is. So you can have a bunch of money, and if you don't have any factories or starports, it's not worth anything, you know? Why are you... He's pulling back because he's worried about the Goliaths heading over from this side. Both players are scanning like crazy. The comm sats, I told you, they're almost constant right now. I say that, and then there's no comm sat sounds at all. Ah, the restoration. Ah, the restoration. And he irradiates the ghosts. Ah, it's so good. Science Vessel gets locked on by the ghost, gets revenge, and irradiates the ghost. So you're at the point in the game, Artosis, where you really just... If you can pick away at the edges, right, of Avilo's army here, just kill a battle cruiser, kill a ghost, kill a tank. Avilo's not going to be able to replace those, and he can't really engage with your army straight up anyway. So I think Avilo at this stage of the game is really just playing... kind of just playing keep away. I think he's just trying to lose as slowly as possible, which... Let me tell you something. One of the longest games ever in StarCraft 2 was Avilo in a TVT. And it was pretty similar to this. It's a lot of ghosts, a lot of nukes, a lot of tanks, some battle cruisers. I cast it too. I have to go back and look at it in my StarCraft 2 archive to see if I can find that game with Avilo, or it was a insanely, stupidly long TVT. And then I think it ended in a draw, because there is a draw mechanic in StarCraft 2. Can't remember if it ended in a draw or not. There was some controversy about it, though. Or if you're English, you say controversy. Assume there are some people who are from England who watch this channel. Be my guess. There's probably 2 of you, maybe 3. Although, how many of you are going to click on a TBT? I like the Science Vessel medic combination here. Kind of nice, just kind of poking down a little bit, and if it gets locked down, no problem, we can fix that, says the medic with like a jetpack on her back. You ever notice that medics have like a jetpack on their backs? And it's not what it is because they can't fly or anything, but what is it? It's just glowing tanks of healing stuff. Medics are cool. Alright, so we may have reached the point in the game where Artosis wanted to die, because it's just, we're just sitting here. It's TVT. Sometimes this happens. ZVT never does this. Which is why maybe ZVT is everyone's favorite matchup. Most people's favorite matchup is because it never does this. There's always an attack happening. There's no way you can turtle up hard enough that the enemy can't attack you somewhere, you know? Like Action versus Light that I cast last week or earlier this week, that had, I mean, just non-stop ZVT action. There was an attack here, then there was an attack here, then there was an attack here, then there was an attack here, and it was both from Light and from Action, just back and forth, constantly trying to murder each other's expansions for 45 minutes. That is the power of ZVT, man. You just never get these crazy, long, drawn-out portions of the game where nothing happens. Goliath is like, that's not fair. He's got a shield. It's true. Now I've got a shield. I'm watching a lot of Taskmaster recently, which is great, by the way. Although some of the more recent stuff is like, okay, I don't know. What did they stop finding funny people to be in Taskmaster? Because they're always trying to get comedians, right? At least that was the original intent, as far as I know, for Taskmaster was that they would get comedians to come compete in it. And maybe they did less of that as the years went on because they ran out of comedians who wanted to come on or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that avilo poking is going to be all that effective. But, you know, look. If you can get some pokes out, then great. So this is our arena of attack for the next little bit anyway. That was a good trade for Avilo for sure. He does wipe out a battle cruiser there, takes a couple hits himself. But Artosis can afford to make some bad trades here. Well, maybe he can't. Look at him researching lockdown. He's making ghosts himself. Oh, Avilo said make ghosts, and Artosis was like, no, scrub. And then he's like, it's time to make ghosts. We're late enough into this game where that's what we need to do. Yeah, and just the scans, I mean, you can't really ambush anyone. Like, the ambushing is not going to happen here. Boom, boom, bada boom. Personal cloaking. Avilo doesn't have Charon. What? I guess we never did see them attack anything in the air. At least not. Wow, I did not even notice he didn't have Charon boosters. That might just be some bad awareness from Falcon there. Entirely possible. Just enjoy the Terran music. Bum ba-dum, bum bum ba-dum. Well, might have to times 4 this one, just for a bit. Slow move out, slow move out. The mining continues from the only mineral patch remaining on the field. Will be mined out soon. 36, 28, 20, 12, 4, done. A factory. Almost. Oh, it does get killed. Goliath's picking off individual Terran buildings in the middle of the field here. This command center, which has been at like half health for the past half an hour, is finally going to die as well. The whole comsat as a map hack thing reminds me of, there was a StarCraft 2 streamer named Fatty. I think he stopped streaming StarCraft 2. In fairness, he's an attorney and he's very, very busy. I'm really surprised he had any time for StarCraft at all, but he played Protoss and he loved Protoss. And then he played Terran a couple times and he just went for battle cruisers and he was like, man, I really want to know if there's a base over there. And then he was like, wait, I have map hacks. And he scanned it and there was a base there and then he just went and killed it. And he's like, ah. Terran map hacks. He was so happy. A little salty too, as a Protoss, that he did not have access to that all the time. So Terrans, appreciate it, right? Everyone's got little bits of their race that is overpowered. Zerg can just flood you with a million units when their macro gets up and going. Replace armies time and time again very easily. Protoss units are just tanky. They've got some of the best splash damage in the game in the form of the Reavers and the Psionic Storm, which is insanely good too. And carriers. Like, they've got the best air army in the game. Carriers are just the strongest thing in professional games in just from the skies. You know, mutas are a close second there, but even that. Like, it's never mass muta into the late game of a matchup, ever. But carriers get seen all the time in PvT. So yeah, there's other things. Like, you can think of other things too. Like, you let me know in the comments what you think the most overpowered aspects of every race are in StarCraft. I bet you have some ideas. You have some stuff that you hate. I know that Storm is pretty much hated by everyone. It's very good. Like, even in PvP, Protoss players are like, man, Storm is too good. And they're not wrong. They understand it. So is that it? Minerals gone? Minerals gone. Right, we already know that. So 1,225 minerals from Artosis. 34 from Avilo. It's not that much of a difference. It's not. Like, Artosis could still totally lose this game. Avilo's not really interested in busting in there, is he? Understandably so. Ghost dying. Goliath's getting locked down. It's just, we're picking at the edges here. I just don't know how you accuse anybody of map hacking when the scans keep coming. At times 4, they're more frequent. Aha. That turns out. Lockdown. Goliath tries to get in there and snipe. Nope. Nope. Defensive Matrix locked down. Valk. How often have you seen that before? Not very often, I'd wager. Battle Cruiser poking in, doesn't like what it sees, pulls back again. Artosis wanders away from the game. No, he does not. He's still got APM. It's still 185 APM for him. Avil is at about 150, which is good. I mean, 150 is really enough to be pretty good. Especially in a TVT where this is the setup. You don't need 200 APM in this situation at all. Another ghost goes down. Right, it's ghosts wiping out a factory. That's what we're here for. So yeah, the buildings are here for scouting purposes, both players recognizing what's going on. A bit of an attack along this left side here. A Vulture, a Goliath, and a Starport walk into a bar. And then the Starport dies to missile turrets. That's the joke. And the problem is, if either player leaves this position, it leaves them open to just initiating a base race. Which, I don't know. Apparently neither of them are super interested in doing that at all. Yeah, you might as well Yamato down the enemy starport, because if you're at full energy, which some of these battle cruisers are, you're not getting any more than that. You're getting 250, and that's all she wrote. It's only 200, actually. Avilo didn't get the Colossus reactor upgrades. Interestingly enough, I would have thought he did. He's the one who was making all the battle cruisers. I'll never forget. Like, one of my first experiences with Lockdown was I was playing the campaign. And it's one of those TVT levels. I think it's StarCraft 1 campaign. It wasn't even the Brood War campaign, right? Where you start at the bottom and you're under attack and you have to survive and kind of push your way north. And I think it's, you have to take down a, gotta take down a laser or something. What is that thing? It's a giant gun, I think. Planetary, like interplanetary gun. Not interplanetary, but like a planetary defense weapon. Anyway, at that point in the game, all you really had to do was make mass battlecruiser and win, because the AI was very bad at dealing with that, especially Zergs in regular StarCraft. So I went out with my mass BC, and all of a sudden I'm wiping out tanks, I'm killing Goliaths as they come in 2 and 3 at a time. And then the AI makes like 6 ghosts, gives them lockdown, and is like pa 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 pa, and all my battle cruisers are locked down and dying, and I'm like, ah, what? Okay, let's go into tanks then. So I went into tanks and beat the game that way, that level that way, and it took a lot longer. So yeah, I think everybody probably has that experience at some time. Like, they figure out battle cruisers are great, and then they play a TVT campaign level, and then all the bad things happen to them thanks to that lockdown. Whoa, are we going? It's a fake out. It's a fake out. We're just getting Yamatos off. That's all we're doing. Artosis pushes up a little bit. Avilo bringing all of his buildings from the bottom left. All of them. So if you allow the buildings to absorb some hits and then attack while that's happening, it's pretty good. But if you just let the buildings die and don't take advantage of the distraction they're providing, then what is the point exactly? Once again, Avilo, more than anybody, nice snap on that battlecruiser, by the way. Avilo, more than anyone, maybe, is willing to take a TVT to 2 hours. There are a bunch of players in the world. Most players in the world would not get to this spot and stay here for this long. Somebody would go for an attack. Somebody would just push it. Avilo's never going to be that guy. He's going to let you attack into him and screw up, and that's how he's going to win. It's like a trapdoor spider or something. Like there's the one spiders that they burrow like under the sand or under the ground. And then when something comes by, they grab it, right? And they pull it down into their burrow and they eat it. Yeah, that's not hunting. That's waiting for your prey to come to you. Once again, regular spiders do that too with their webs, obviously. It's kind of a spider thing, is the ambush tactic, right? Or just hoping that, boy, I sure hope a fly flies into my web today, the spiders will say. Yes. An hour and 42 minutes into this. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty sure Artosis did want to die when he was playing this. I'm not going to blame him for it. He didn't have the ×2 speed available that I do, which is really, really nice. Like, thanks to the dude who used to work at Blizzard in 1998, who was like, you know what this replay feature that we developed needs is a fast forward. And I still remember that day. I was a freshman in college, right? And a couple of the dudes on my floor in the dorms really loved StarCraft like I did. So we play, and I got my butt kicked by this dude named Link. Oh, another battle cruiser dies? Dude, are you serious right now? Avilo can't win this game. He's getting good trades over the last, I don't know, 35 minutes of nothing happening. But anyway, there was an update one day to StarCraft, back when, you know, there were updates to StarCraft, and we didn't read the patch notes. We were just like, there's a new version, go download it. And so we did, and then right on the front page, there was a load of replay option, and we were like, what's this? And it blew our minds. It was so cool. We instantly played a game, and then came back out, and we're like, ooh, it's like load replay. And it was smooth, and it was just awesome. We were like, you can watch yourself and get better at the game, and, I mean, see what your opponent was doing in the game, because it used to be, you know, if you were ladder practicing, there was no way to know what your opponent was doing all the whole time, unless, you know, you were Terran, and you could just keep them scanned the entire game. They can't even do that, right? Every unit that dies here is a unit that is non-replaceable, effectively. I mean, look, Artosis has a couple more units he can replace here with a 600. Oh, the restoration gets him out of trouble. Dude, these medics, I don't know. that the medics are providing enough value, right? Like, yeah, you're getting rid of lockdown, but they can't kill anything. So if some of your supply is tied up in medics, I don't know. Can Avilo just walk in here and kill this? He's got 8 battle cruisers versus 5, but there are also like 11 battle or Goliaths on the ground for Artosis and 12 here. Plus the tanks, it's dicey. It is definitely dicey enough that I don't blame either of these players from not being willing just to go for it. Although, as I said, I think most players in StarCraft would have just gone for it by now. But that's Avilo, man. Avilo plays the game in a way to invite you to attack him and lose that way. He's not going to be the one to force the issue. I would be shocked if he's the one at the end of this game that goes for it and ends it. It's got to be Artosis who goes for it and ends it. Okay, fairly useless lockdown though, right? I mean, that's not gonna accomplish anything. Sure, you might have won a factory. I mean, that counts for something more because it is going to burn down, which is nice. 1 hour, 47 minutes. I don't know what we are into this cast. Okay, killing a tank is nice. Is that double lockdown on the same battle cruiser? That's not cool. Oh, a couple ghosts died. Dude, this is what we're talking about. Little stuff like this. Artosis overextends. Loses a couple ghosts. Doesn't kill a battle cruiser. These are the trades that are bad for him. Still, 133 to 133 supply here at 1 hour and 47. Lockdown. And again, nothing comes of it, so... Let's go look at other stuff for a minute. We've been in the center for a while. Lockdown, lockdown. I think he's trying to prep for an attack, if I had to guess. Okay. Dude, he just locked down like 5 battle cruisers and 2 science vessels. Like I said, it's Artosis is forcing the issue here. He locks down most of Avilo's army. He doesn't have restoration, Avilo doesn't. And as a result, I think Artosis is just going to bust through here. Lockdown, yes, but the medics, they weren't in position to come get rid of... There you go. They restore the lockdown pretty effectively. But I don't know that Artosis is enough to bust through here. Like I said, the medics are providing a very nice service, but they can't really do any damage to the enemy units whatsoever. So all of a sudden, there's still 3 battle cruisers down here. There's only 2 Goliaths. The lockdowns are good. Dude, those lockdowns were massive, but now the medics are like, what? Avilo calls an offensive GG. He's up 90 to 68 supply. I don't know the offensive GG. It was too early. It was too early here. Oh, was it, though? I don't know that it was. A lot of these battle cruisers that got locked down are still alive. Did he make more tanks? Dude, well, okay. Ghost down, yes, but another lockdown happens. I might have caught a Goliath more than anything else. Dude, these guys are like, lockdown lasts forever. He refreshes the lockdown on this guy here and on this guy, too. Sick plays here from Artosis. Dude, is there anything more satisfying in all of StarCraft than beating someone who offensive GGs you? Is that what's happening here? Like I said, Artosis is the one who pushed the issue. Finally, he kills a couple battle cruisers that are in lockdown. He finishes the job. It's now at 70 to 67 supply. This is crazy. Again, the good news for Artosis is he can replenish a little bit. He's got 400 minerals remaining. He's going to make another ghost with some of those minerals. I think Avilo is just getting slow pushed to death here. He's got to pull back. Artosis loses a ghost, but again, he's replacing it, which Avilo cannot do. Tanks getting any kind of hits off here are going to be disgustingly good. And yeah, see, now you got these medics that are like, Wow, big hits. Big hits on this Wraith. But a Yamato kills the Wraith. Okay, Wraith dies, but Science Vessel dies too. It's 66 to 64 supply. Both players have exactly 18 SCVs, which is, that's got to be on purpose. That's got to be like late game TVT. You want 18 SCVs to continue to harvest all of the gas. Avilo pulling back to his second level of turrets here. There are no battle cruisers. And there's only one Goliath for Artosis. He's making another ghost. Dipping into that bank a little bit more again. Avilo pulling back, pulling back. He recognizes the battle cruisers aren't going to really be awesome for him. Understandably so. Yeah, the problem with, I don't know. So look, these battle cruisers are going to get locked down. There's not a lot to kill them. There's a bunch of ghosts. There are 7 ghosts here and a Goliath, which is at half HP. So, I mean, yeah, you can kill them fairly quickly, but not super fast. This is crazy. Both players at an hour and 52 minutes are sitting on about 60 supply. Is that epic tag worthy? You know what? It's gotta be. Does Artosis have the upper hand? Yeah. Without a doubt. Avilo tosses out an ee into chat. That's how he feels right now. Again, this is the game he likes to play. He's like, come kill me. Come into my web. And allow me to murder your things for you. Man, these scans. Again, I don't know how Artosis can feel like this is map hacky because the scans are everywhere. Kills a tank. Nice. This one could have killed a tank too, just didn't do it. I don't know if it was too difficult or what. What else are you doing, Avilo? Yeah, these tanks are worth their weight in gold here. Very good against the enemy ghosts and against the enemy Goliaths. Okay, another good Yamato. The trades. 65 to 61 supply. Artosis hasn't replaced tank or anything yet. I really think all he's going to make are ghosts here. It seems like that's the best option for him. Especially because there are 0 tanks from Avilo. Once your enemy has no tanks, Mass Ghost is actually kind of awesome. Oh, he lost one to Spider Mines, though. Pull back, regroup. 61 to 59 supply at 1 hour and 56 minutes. And Avilo just hiding in a corner. I mean, the good news here for Artosis is that all he has to do is get down here and he can probably win. There's really nowhere for Avilo to run once he gets into that position, right? Avilo trying to see what's going on. I mean, look, man. Obviously, nothing's going on. You're not going to find a secret base of minerals somewhere. This Goliath is on a mission. He's been sent to hunt down the vulture who's made it deep into enemy territory. He gets a hit off on it. The vulture flees. Manages to live for another day. Is he fleeing out? No, he's just kind of still hanging out. He's like, hey, you come up a ramp and you kill me, he says. And the thing is, Avilo could still totally win. It's even supply count. The large problem is that restoration doesn't exist from Avilo. So when he gets locked down, his battle cruisers are out of it. Whereas any lockdown that gets knocked against here against Artosis will be fixed fairly quickly. As there are four medics here. They don't have the Cadavius. Oh, they do have the energy upgrade to 250. Cadavius reactor upgrade. Amazing. Truly great. Look how the vulture's trying to kill the Comsat station. I guess maybe it does blind. I don't know. If you kill enough of those, then it does blind Artosis a bit, right? So that's good. Still hasn't killed this SCV or these SCVs, which have been returning gas for an hour and a half now. Maybe even longer than that, like an hour and 40 minutes, maybe even longer than that. 45. Holy Hannah. Harry and the Hendersons here, man. Who remembers that movie? That probably dates me immensely. Harry and the Hendersons. 90, probably like 93. Round thereabouts. Which is effectively the 1800s anymore. Here it is, the slow push. Is it one final battle here for Avilo? It's the tanks. It's the tanks that are the problem for him. He's horribly outnumbered on tank count, which is, at its base, kind of the metric of TVT. Right? If you have more tanks than the enemy, you're generally going to beat them. You know, unless they have 12 battle cruisers and all you have are tanks. It's a little more complicated than that. Once again, Avilo is distracting by sending command centers in, but he's not following up with anything to take advantage of that. I don't know what's going on with that. Again, he's not a professional player, so you will find some interesting choices from him from time to time. Oh, that's a good question, though. I don't know. Avilo wasn't really competing with the Foreigner side of StarCraft 2 either, so I don't think he would have really competed with the Foreigner side of Brood War if he'd been competing at that time. Again, good player. He's giving Artosis everything he can handle here in 2 hours, so he's not a scrub. He's just not someone who's going to really give any trouble to somebody like Light or Action or, you know, Rain or Snow or any of those elite top-level professional Koreans. Just die already. Oh, gets a couple lockdowns and escapes with his life, Mr. Ghost does. Restoration says, you wasted your time, son. You locked us down for no reason. It did drain some energy off of the medics, but it drained energy off the ghosts too. Oh, losing that ghost hurts. 54 to 46 supply. Avilo does not like what he sees here at all. Can't blame him for it. This corner, this is his home. He doesn't have any dropships to evacuate from this position. If he did, I feel like he would. I really do. Scans, Artosis scans, sees what he's up against. Says, I don't see the battle cruisers, but they're probably around here somewhere. And he's not wrong about that. That's where they are. Avilo scans up here. Everyone's packed so deeply into the corner here. It's just a slow tank push. It's a slow tank push and then death. You can't see them, but he knows they're out there. And then he scans, and he's like, I must see my death coming. Okay, lockdown. Lockdown. Restoration. Kills a ghost. Restoration. Yamato. Ah! Defensive Matrix saves one of the tanks. The other one gets killed by Yamato, though. Restoration. You there. Restoration. Dude, seriously, though. Okay, not gonna do it. That's fine. The slow push is a slow push. What is... Ah! Another ghost down. There's still 3 here from Avilo, but now he's coming in with the ghosts. Lockdown, 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 lockdown. Now we can just murder everything with impunity. He got the science vessel, which prevents it from being able to detect anymore, and that was your killing blow. Artosis, out, please. GG. It's really entertaining when you tell your opponent to get out, but you say, please? Restoration. Enemy ghost going down. Enemy Valkyrie. Okay. Relocking these suckers down. Look at this. Battle cruisers aren't even bothering with this tank. They're going after a control tower instead. 48 to 28 total supply. Down to 24 total supply. The battle cruisers are running. And Avilo's still in the game. This guy, this is why nobody likes him. Okay, I lied. There are actually a bunch of people that like Avilo because they enjoy when people play StarCraft for the sole purpose of getting the other person really mad at them. Like Artosis saying out please is probably the highlight of their week. It just makes them happy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't understand it. But I've seen it enough to know that it's real. Dude, seriously though. For the love of all that is holy. Really, says Artosis? Get out. Good job, you did it. Says Avilo. Lol. Took someone better than you to teach you about lockdown, says Avilo. Like I said, troll. Ultimate troll. Dude, that's going in the thumbnail. That was hilarious. Artosis is probably raging out to a stream right now, but I don't think that he really has anything to say back. Watch. I don't know what watch means exactly. I mean, I don't know. Avilo would be very proud to hear that Artosis described this as a game that made him want to die. I think that's his entire goal. Does he care about winning? No, yes, he does, but he cares more about making the other player miserable and angry. And then you know what? I think he pulled that off. So for Avilo, this is a loss, but it's a win at the same time. And Avilo rage quits. Doesn't GG out. Is he mad? I don't know. But he doesn't GG out. 2 hours and 8 minutes, guys. That is this TVT. Insane. Like an absolutely insane TVT. Comes down to the wire. Artosis wins this thing with 48 supply of units. It's 2 siege tanks. It's 3 battle cruisers. It's 6 ghosts. It's 4 medics, and it's 2 science vessels. Is everything in pairs? Except for this Goliath. It's 1 Goliath. I think I forgot to mention him. Nah, the 3 battle cruisers aren't in pairs either. But you know what I mean. Incredible. Incredible display. Avilo, I don't know. He lost that game during this engagement here when Artosis finally was like, lockdown, 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 go. And he does. He kills a ton of Avilo's battle cruisers. Avilo can't save them, and he just delays the game and strings it out from that point, and then Artosis wins. It was a foregone conclusion from there. But from that point, it was pretty dicey. Just the player... I don't know. It's funny that Artosis wins with ghosts after Avilo's like, don't you know how to use ghosts? 573,000 points from Avilo, 601,000 from Artosis. It's just so even. They both killed almost exactly the same number of units. 555 units killed by Artosis, 554 units killed by Avilo. Lost units, 559 to 558. That's crazy close. Buildings raised, yeah, more by Artosis. And then resources here, just that little tiny extra bit more of like 2,000 more resources, maybe 3 for Artosis over a 2-hour and 8-minute long game where everything was mined out, like at the 1.5 hour mark, because obviously it was. Oh, well, I don't think I wanted to die when I was casting that, but I totally understand where Artosis is coming from when he says he wanted to die while he was playing that. So not wrong. Not wrong, Artosis. Thanks for the replay, man. Again, check him out on YouTube. Check him out on Twitch. Links in the description, okay? Okay, do it. Do it for me. Do it for Artie. But for now, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.